Hey, this is Jake Miller with Cultivate Memphis, also the Culinaire cooking school. Today we're going to take some of the Nourishe sandwich thins, and I'm going to demonstrate a bulk preparation method for those of you who are preparing it in fairly large portions. So what we've got is we've pre-mixed the dough, and we've chilled it just to help build a little bit of firmness, improve not so much elasticity because of the lack of gluten, but it's going to stick a little bit less once it's been chilled slightly. So I'm going to use a sill pad for this. You could also just use wax paper or parchment paper. What we're going to do is we're going to roll this out instead of spooning it as an individual portion might work. So again, I'm going to use a sill pad for the base. I'm going to press the dough out a little bit so I don't have one large lump in the center. And then I'm going to cover that with parchment paper so it's not going to stick to my rolling pin. Again, I'm going to use a roll method similar to the way I roll out biscuits to be cut.
Smooth strokes, just the way you roll out pie crust or any other product. You'll roll out to the thickness that you prefer. If you're planning on splitting these, you want to roll out to probably no thinner than 1/4 inch. But if you wanted to roll them out much thinner, you could then have separate top and bottom buns. That would eliminate the need to split them at a later time of the night. So again, making sure that we have a fairly even thickness.
Looking pretty good. I use my hand to make sure it's fairly even. Maybe a little bit more right there. Alright, we'll then peel this back. Alright, at this point, we're going to cut this out just like we would a biscuit. So I've got a cup that's about the size that I want. And just like you would cut cookies out of cookie dough or any other type of dough. Now, for this method, if this dough is cold enough and it's firm enough at this point, you can use your hands just to pull away the excess, much like you would biscuits. If you find that it's really, really soft and it takes you a little bit longer to get your dough rolled and then, of course, cut, you could take this, put this in the refrigerator as is, allow it to firm up a little bit, and then later go back and remove the kind of in-between parts and have less chance of it being sticky. So now at this point, I could use a spatula or something to help me along. And these little bits are on the outside because we don't have to worry about gluten development since it's a gluten-free product. That can be put back together and then re-rolled yet another time to make sure that we have zero waste. It's a good product. I hate to see any go to waste. And then again, if our product's cold enough, we should be able to very gently roll the product right off the sill pad, right onto our parchment paper for baking. Or of course you can bake directly in the sill pad if you like.
I'm going to reuse it here in a moment. It's going to allow me to do more in a short period of time. So again, this isn't quite as fast as doing say a biscuit or cookie dough. But again, if you're doing this in a bulk
format, using the individual rounds that come with the kit, might prove to be a little bit time consuming. And this again allows you to potentially roll out and cut quite a bit more in a short period of time. So again, baking time is the same. They come out beautiful, nice and smooth on top. Give it a shot. I think it'll work for you.